Live from Delaware, welcome race fans, one and all, back to Green Flag TV, where this afternoon we are set to go racing here at the home of Miles the Monster. Welcome to the Dover Motor Speedway, as we get set to see who can tame the beast for this night's running of the ResCare Community Limiting 150 here for the OMSRL Gold Series presented by Sim Racer Hub. My name is Ola Rambo. Joined alongside me tonight is Joe LaCastro. We bring you all of racing action from start to finish of this fantastic Tuesday night. Joe, welcome back to the show here this afternoon as we get set to go racing at the Monster Mile, a track feared and revered by NASCAR fans and drivers everywhere. It is never a track to underestimate and always one to chew up some race cars, especially when you got over 35 of them trying to qualify this afternoon.
You're absolutely right, and chew them up is exactly right. I think I used the word meat grinder before we got on the air to describe one of the other races I watched. This has every potential to be just as meat grindy. You know, Dover can be one of those racetracks that really intimidates people. Sometimes when it's on the open schedule, they'll just skip it entirely because it can be that daunting. But we've got over 35, like you said, 35 plus racers ready to take on this challenge this afternoon, and I am looking so forward to it. This is my first race here with this league. Let's do it.
We'll take a look at the point standings. Thanks for racing action this afternoon. Cole Fraley right now up 2 ahead of Sean Bounty as we enter the back half of the season here before too long. Right now, Fraley has proven to be the man to beat here this afternoon. He is going for win number 10 of his OMSRL career tonight. He would be only the 4th driver in the extensive history of OMSRL to be able to take that coveted record of double-digit wins. Right now, he has 3 on the season so far, including a win just 1 week ago. So Cole Fraley, no doubt, eager to go at it again. He is 3 points ahead, though, of Sean Bounty. While Bounty doesn't have any wins to his name still so far in his OMSRL career, he does have the consistency. 1 more top 5 and 1 more top 10 than Fraley, and that consistency has kept Bounty nice and close with the points lead.
And looking at the rest of these names here, I want to get used to seeing some of them. You mentioned a few of them, though. Spencer Ray was one that you also mentioned here, and he's sitting down there at the bottom of the list right now, but I'm kind of excited to see what he can pull off tonight.
Yeah, of course, Spencer Ray, a 2-time winner in the past here at the Dover Motor Speedway, a 4-time winner at concrete tracks in general. The others coming from the Bristol Motor Speedway and the Nashville Super Speedway. The Nashville Super Speedway win coming from when he swept the Truck Series Championship. 5 straight wins every single race for a blowout championship. His title has not gone as well as would have liked, though, right? He's missed a couple of weeks. He had a DNF a few weeks ago at the Phoenix Raceway, and that has caused them to be kind of on the back foot here entering tonight. So he is going to be no doubt trying to see if he can punch his ticket further into racing action this afternoon. But we look at the weather entering this one, right? 108 degrees Fahrenheit down to the racetrack. It's a hot track temp and 12 miles an hour of southeastward winds. Some pretty fierce crosswinds with drivers contend with the hot racetrack, and all of that could lead to a recipe for disaster for the field this afternoon.
Oh, the recipe for disaster is right. With all of that adding up, it's conditions for it, it's the right amount of cars for it, and it might just be the right amount of competition for it on the field with these guys that you mentioned who are going to be putting in some incredible drives. Cole Fraley, especially, like you mentioned, one I'm going to keep my eyes on, and I'm just looking forward to it. I gotta say, the way that the camera is already hitting Dover here, it's got me pumped, got me on the edge of my seat.
You took a look at Miles the Monster sitting just outside of the Dover Motor Speedway. This track is his home, and anybody that wants to ever go out and conquer it, he is always standing by, ready to prove you wrong any day of the week. Well, this field getting set to go racing here this afternoon. Qualifying is drawing to a close, and well, it is about high time that we take a rundown and see who's going to be starting where, as we'll look to put 33 cars in total up on the racetrack this afternoon and go racing from the Monster Mile. Started this race on pole position here this afternoon. It's going to be Cole Fraley. Who else? The driver going for win number 10 of his OMSRL career. He starts number 1 alongside Hunter Thrower. The Cobalt Tools number 83 down in second. Row number 2 holds Albert Williams. The GG's number 22. He starts alongside Connor LaFrance, Reese Stars Motorsports, and the WeatherTech number 88 Chevy Camaro. Row number 3 then, it's going to be Davey Hazard bringing it up in the Martini, number 75, alongside James Silvers down in 6th. Row 4, it's Tyler Hurlbut here at number 87, alongside Baron Morton with the Spirit Crest Digital at number 9. And closing out the top 10 here this afternoon, Joe, it's going to be David Farmer alongside Sean Kaiser.
Rolling right through into the 11th place slot, Ryan Dingler in the Sim Racer Hub number 16, and Cody Anderson in the number 20 outside. 13th spot goes in the Busch Light, that's Spencer Ray, and then 14th, it's Matt Cherry. 15th, it's Chase Wright in the Kart City number 30, and in the Jake's Chunk number 34, Sean Boundy. Number 17 in the 57, it's Stefan Purcell, and in the 18th spot, another Sim Racer Hub driver, the 66 of Michael Garone. 19, the Lucas Oil 51, driven by Austin McColgan, and Wes Wigand in the number 20, excuse me, in the 20th spot in the number 2.
From there, 21st place, it's SimmersHub.com driver number 27, Gabriel Ellison, alongside the AMD Radio number 97 of Robert Peterson. Row number 12 holds Gage Teft in the Bass Pro Shops number 33 machine, alongside the GG's number 5 of Matt Grenier. Row number 13, it's Justin Ray in the number 38. He starts alongside the DeWalt number 17 of Noah Swafford. Row 14, it's Dylan Wilbers for MWMF Motorsports at the Quad Lock number 21. Alex Heelan, Jace Young Solutions number 13 starts in 28th. Top 30 closed out by Terrell Wheeler for the ResCare 43W. He starts alongside Maxwell Kroll. From there, closing out the field, it's 3 more cars. Joseph Plogger, Clinton Sneed, and Brett Rucker will turn out the field this afternoon. So 33 cars, a look at set to grid on up, and all 33 are on the racetrack, and all 33 ready to rumble for the Monster Mile.
This is exciting here. Any minute now the pace car is going to be off, and we're going to be getting things going here 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way down to 33. We're going to fill about half the track just about with things how they're going here. And on the inside right now you can see our pole position sitter. It's Cole Freilich getting ready to go. A few guys behind him getting tires warmed up. Gotta say, I'm pumped.
It's all eyes on Cole Freilich as we look to see if the driver of the number 15 can potentially go and take a historic 10th win of his OMSRL career and his 4th in the season. Right now, only 3 other drivers have done so. Spencer Ray with 22, Holden McGill with 11, and Matt Rucci with 18. But the field can work their way here to turn numbers 3 and 4. We're happy that you are all joining us for more racing action here on this fantastic Tuesday afternoon. It'll be in the hands of the Simrat Market Kart Chase number 15 Supra as the Irising pace car pulls down and into pit road. We will look to enter the restart zone for Echo Park here this afternoon. Time to get the party started. It's go, go, go for the Monster Mile.
Good start for Freilich as he leads things off here. Behind him, side by side, it's Albert Williams and Hunter Thrower. Thrower falling back a little bit in the top line as it goes a little bit slower than the inside line. Speeds things up, and he's side by side with the Martini car now. Very close.
Firing out of turn numbers 3 and 4 and down the towards the front straightaway here as we're going to get them first lap sorted out. It is Cole Freilich.
Oh!
He's their lap number 1. One car hard in the wall.
Oh, what a recovery, though. What a recovery. That was, I think that might have been Hunter Thrower who was part of that in the wall bump there, but now he's going to fall back a little bit next door to the 87.
Whoa,
Tyler Hurlbert.
Look out as Clinton Sneed low on the racetrack. They go and put him 4 wide as they come down to the turn number 3. And how about Hurlbut, the number 87? He clears 2 from the inside. He slips into 5th.
Wow, we are 3 laps in, and things are already so hot right now. We've had a couple moves at the front. Oh, car turned! The number 4 down to the inside. He just lost control.
Great save, number 2. Someone's in double trouble back straight away. This time we're going to bring the caution out. Multiple cars piling into it. It's the big one on the back straightaway. About 5, 6 cars getting turned around. One of them being Austin McColgan. Big damage for Gage Teft and Noah Swafford. 21 of Dylan Wilbers collected as well. And well, the way that first run was developing, that was a little bit inevitable as they head down the back.
Woo, you're telling me there was some hot feet out there and maybe some hot hands in terms of how people were driving early on in this race. A lot of side-by-side side drafting, but it was a little more than just side drafting that caused that situation. We saw car down to the inside, and we saw the number 4 just lose control. The car got right out from under him.
Yeah, it kind of all started with James Silver's rider. That stacked up the whole field behind a big lick into the wall for Sean Bound. The Jake's Junk Solutions number 34 completely demolished in that one as he just slammed into the inside safer barrier. A brutal crash coming down the back straightaway.
They got fast repairs in this league?
I believe they have one. We'll see if they use that. And yeah, I know it started with the number 4. That checked the field. The 30 just tracked up at the 8, and it was just on from there. What a brutal wreck. Right on board with James Silvers. He was the driver in the number 4 that got caught up in all of this. And the one that kicked this off, he now runs in 13th after the wreck.
Let's take a look here. Silvers. Ooh. Yeah, good recovery. Kept it straight after that. But that checkup, man, he scared a lot of people.
Yeah. Just barely avoided Stefan Purcell, who was starting to get hurt. And Purcell as well, with a pretty reasonable save up against the outside wall. This is what Purcell saw. He is now back at 25th after coming down pit road.
There goes the 4 down on the inside. Here comes the checkup.
And, oh, he does catch the wall.
Just catches the wall. Wall spins him back straight. Still not what you want to do. Still not going to be ideal for Purcell, who expressed his disappointment in the driver chat a little bit. But it's definitely something that he can hopefully buff out compared to some of the other damage that we saw across the field there.
Well, the field looking relatively sorted after that one as we're going to work our way down and into turn numbers 3 and 4. 1 and 2, sorry. Lights go out aboard the ISO pace car. Caution number 1 coming out on just the 3rd lap of this race, and doesn't bode well, does it, when you get that kind of a mess this early on?
No, it doesn't bode well, but you know what I like to say, Liz, let's filter those out, right? This is the early filtering process. Let's filter out those moments. Let's shake it off, and let's just hope that this was an early indicator of nothing, and that we're going to come out with a little bit more, clear minds as we drive, and less lead feet. Let's see.
Last time we were out here was all the way back in the Truck Series about 2 or 3 seasons ago, and it's been a hot minute since this field has been out here, but doesn't mean we can't be in for a good race still this afternoon. This time, Cole Frederick picks the outside for the restart. He gets a good jump. He's already cleared by several car lengths as they head down the front straightaway.
And here we go, moment of truth. 1 and 2 coming right up, right behind him. Williams and LaFrance side by side as Williams falls back a little bit. We're still too wide most of the way back through the line. Not everybody shuffling down to the outside yet, trying to find a spot to sit. Still a lot of action through the whole field.
Plenty of action to go around for everybody here this afternoon as there you see Connor LaFrance up at the top end of the field. Just behind them, you see Tyler Hurlbutt. As Hurlbutt trying to see if he can lock something out with Davey Hazard. Hazard doing a pretty solid job as well as he looks for the inside. Not able to get the drive, though, down across the nose of the 87. So we're single file for the most part and a much tamer restart here as we work down the front.
Yeah, that single file happened all within a lap. I think that's a good sign that these guys know that running side by side for multiple laps is going to be a lesson for disaster. Now, maybe that lesson needs to make its way up to the 87 of Tyler Hurlbutt, who's still trying to squeeze his way past the 75 of Davey Hazard.
Trying to make that look. Davey Hazard going up and around the outside line of him. Hurlbutt down on the bottom.
You know what's wrong? You know what's happening here is Thrower's not making it any easier. Ooh, as Hazard is into the outside wall briefly there.
A bit of a moment back here in the field as well as the number 30 of Chase Wright, who was involved in that opening collision. Kind of getting a bit up towards the outside fence as well, though he also is able to more or less lock it down. We work down the, yellow flag out for the second time this afternoon, and this time it is Matt Cherry. Drive the number 8 for the second time today. Spun around, and this time, look like he may have gone into the inside wall.
Yeah, I did not notice exactly when that happened. It might have hopefully been just a single car situation, but Dover's not a wide track. If you go across the field and you lose control of your car, there's a very good chance that you're going to see that yellow go flying.
He's looking for the inside of Sean Bounty here for the Toyota GR number 8. And he has. He's lost that all by himself. Spun around, locks it up, but it's too late. Noses it into the inside wall. Pretty hefty whack there into the fence. And that brings the caution out for the second time this afternoon.
Here we go. These guys getting things lined up again. Now we're only got a mile of a track to worry about for these caution laps, so they'll be just a little bit shorter than your average, mid-sized track there. But still, it is a kind of a momentum killer when we're trying to get into that groove. Now, Dover's groove is always dangerous. Its groove is short, and you don't have a lot of time to fall into a lull here at Dover before you're back in the corner, before someone's flying up the side of the track into the side of you. You don't have a lot of time, and I just am wondering if these guys are going to find that groove. It looked like they almost did. When they had that single file run going there for a second, we were almost to that point, but we still had some people who were just not quite there. And thankfully, in this case, it wasn't two cars getting into each other, but I think that's just a sign that we might be ready to find that groove as a squad here.
Well, and that's a combination of things, right? I mean, it's not only the power you got into these cars, right? It's the fact that these tires have not had a real chance to get into working temperature yet as a result of all of these early pace laps, right? These tires are below temp, and you also have to remember the wind blowing off to the southeast, so it is actually pushing against the right front as you come off of turn number 4. You combine those winds with 100+ degree track temp, and it's going to be a recipe for pushing the front end of a car a little bit further left than a driver is intending, right? That or the wind kind of pushed onto the left rear, and that's what sent the car around as well, right? There's a lot of factors at play, and it's a tough track to manage. Dover never track known to have much grip, and well, some drivers finding that out in earnest still.
Oh, the beautiful cliffs of Dover, they are daunting. Makes you think of that Eric Johnson song. You ever hear that? Cliffs of Dover by Eric Johnson?
I don't think I have.
Oh, I'll send it to you later. Anybody listening, watching who knows what I'm talking about, just, if you know, you know.
Stage 1 set to close at the end of lap 53, so every lap that we pace under the yellow flag, it takes us closer to the end of that stage. Now, for those that are new here, we do not stop racing when the stage comes about. The stage will come and go, and assuming we're still under green flag conditions, we will remain under green flag conditions. It avoids disrupting the momentum of this race, and, well, that's why that's where it's getting set. That is still a good number of laps away, though, so might not be something drivers are contributing for just yet. Cofrelli, again, has picked the outside for the lead.
I think that's a good idea, Freilich picking the outside. That's where the line is for a lot of these guys, and he gets such a good lead out of the pack. So let's see if that works for him again.
Coming off at 3 and 4. Green flag launches, and sure enough, Cole Freilich has taken off early with the lead. Conor LaFrance tucking in just behind him, while Hunter Thrower will look to tuck in for third. Then comes Albert Williams, as well as Tyler Hurlbut, all making moves as we fire down the back straightaway, and Hurlbut immediately cut to the inside, looking to go around Williams.
What a move there. Yeah, a little snap from Hurlbut. Just didn't want to run the same line as Williams. Might have been looking to make a pass, but right now he's going to finally settle back into the outside, I think. Let's see if I think he's going to move when he gets a little closer. When he gets a better opportunity, he might try to make that pass here on Williams. Let's see if he dives back down to the inside at any point here.
He thought about it, decided against it, though. Albert Williams kind of covered him off, but Hurlbut is getting awful close to back bumper there. Gotta be careful with that. Hit your marks. It's a long way to go. So this field, there we see him. Hurlbut to the inside of Williams, looking to make the move. Fastest lap of the race again, reset by Cole Fraley, while Hurlbut tries to attack Williams for fourth. And all the while, we see Cole Fraley, Conor LaFrance pulling away.
And the two of them pulling away. Davey Hazard makes the pass also. Albert Williams falling back now as he is just getting revolving doored by all the cars down on the inside line, where it looks like the speed is right now.
Brett Rucker all the way up towards the outside wall in turn numbers 3 and 4, having a bit of, or 1 and 2, sorry. Right up to the outside wall. Here's Barrett Morton. Morton in the battle with Cody Anderson. This is for the final spot inside the top 10. As Morton tries to have a lunge. He's got defending winner at this racetrack, Spencer Ray, trying to take a third win of his OMSRL career this afternoon at the Monster Mile.
Spencer Ray has done some really good work here at Dover. He's won twice here before, as you mentioned. He's trying to put a third one on the board, and there's a very good chance that he might do it tonight. This is not the car he's done it in, though, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how things go for Spencer Ray over the course of the evening as he does make that pass there.
Gonna make a pretty solid pass up here for the number 6 spot, as a bit further up the road. Bit of a battle starting to get in here. Look at Hunter Thrower starting to lose a bit of ground in third place, and look at the stack of cars starting to appear behind him. Ryan Taylor with a throw to the inside. Trouble front straightaway. Peterson's around. Oh, and a hard lick. Brutal impacts all around. Gage Teft involved. A big hit from McColgan. Wilbur skates through the middle, but a huge crash entering turn number 1.
Wow. Woof. Woof. Another massive slam here. When they're big, and Dover has been giving us a couple of good ones there for our, what is our third, fourth caution? I think it's something like that. Third official caution of the night. Let's see how it's shaped out here.
He just got run over by Wigan, didn't he? I mean, he got loose, and Wigan followed him down, just took him out. Purcell escapes down low. That hit to the inside wall is what did him in. Spins up into the racetrack. Nowhere for Gage Teft to go. Plows right into the driver's side door. Cherry involved, McColgan, Terrell Wheeler, all getting caught up. And look at Wilbers just lock it down to skate by him as he slid down the racetrack.
Nothing you can do. You're a passenger at that point. But yeah, Wigan was definitely up in there, you know, a little more than I might have expected. We might want to see that from his perspective at some point if we can, just to get an idea of what went down from there. But that 97, yeah, it was nothing you could really do at that point. He was just, he had the brakes locked in, and he was getting pinballed around.
Rough ride for him. Let's ride on board with the driver of the number 2 car. This is on board with Wes Wigan and Dylan Wilbers that will be just shortly off here as well. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I feel like the other example trying to get around that in. Oh boy, careful there.
Good move there.
Now what I want to do, I want to try to get a look, if we can, with our iRacing pace car here on this one, because it's not often we get to see what the pace, our very fine pace car driver here gets to see when he kind of has some moments coming up on him. This happened in his rearview mirror. He can see the wreck coming at him. There's the hit into the inside wall, looks out the passenger side window and sees all this developing, and even the pace car had to kind of dodge the wreck to get around it as he moves out to pace the field.
Wow, and he doesn't even exist in this dimension. And he had to drive a little more carefully than usual.
Ever fearless at the head of the field and helping ensure that races progress smoothly everywhere.
Love it. Still think that we should allow player-controlled pace cars here in iRacing.
I mean, you can. You just can't have an act. I mean, you can do it. You just, well, you have to go with your cost manually, right? You can't have it be an official iRacing model, but it's doable. It just takes
true.
effort.
That's good. That's fair. That's fair. And at that point, you might as well just have a robot do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy enough.
I mean, heck, and some series do, right? The Classic IndyCar series, every time they're 500, they break out Gary Gotso in a Corvette GT1 to be the honorary pace car driver for their initial 3-wide start every race.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We are halfway through the lap now, going into 3 and 4, getting things ready here. Off in the front line, it's going to be Fralick and LaFrance again.
Cole Fralick having a bit of a brief moment there. I'm sure that was a little bit concerning for her up behind, wondering, do I move up? Do I stay in position? He stayed put, and that ended up being the right decision. Lap 25 will restart this race. We are on caution number 3 coming to it. Green flag is out in the air as we end caution 3, and already Garone getting to the wall. Multiple cars stacking them up deeper in the field. Brett Ruckers caught the wall hard as well coming down the front straightaway, but no caution. We'll keep it green.
That was lucky. The fact that we didn't have any cautions there, we didn't have any spins or anybody sideways across the track. It was a bit of a madhouse as things got started there. But Freilich out in front again. What a launch out of him in the 15. Right behind him, Conor LaFrance has got a little bit more activity from Tyler Hurlbut than he had previously, as we've got other cars trying to get back out onto the field to see if they can catch up and get involved.
Well, Ryan Dingo wants to go. He's going to send it down the inside of Hunter Thrower and go up into 5th. Davey Hazard wants to get one step closer to the top 5 as well, as he's going to try to look back to the inside. Davey Hazard trying to regain some lost time from early in the race after he started in the 5th place spot. Albert Williams also going to drop back behind, Throw's going to drop back behind Williams as well with the Cobalt Hills number 83. And could Cody Anderson potentially have a peak here as well?
Looks like it. It looks very likely. Thrower has been not maintaining that position very well. Unfortunately, back down to 9th now, potentially back down to 10th very soon as Spencer Ray comes and cycles through in the Busch Light Apple car, the number 6. It's been a bit of a run killer here for Hunter Thrower.
We come around to the turn numbers 3 and 4. As Austin McColgan going to make his way into pit road here this time. By Kaiser! Sideways into turn 4, right behind, able to gather it up. As Thrower continues to slide backwards in this field. Gabriel Ellis going to fight his way through. Now Sean Kaiser gets through. Can Michael Garone get through as well? While that's going on, a battle for 3rd here as the defending champion David Farmer gets around Tyler Hurlbut.
Hurlbut's been one of the better chargers in tonight's race in terms of just overall tenacity. He's gotten up and he's been putting on some of the fights. It's wild to see now Farmer making the pass there on him. He's got a little distance though between him and LaFrance, about a full second right now between David Farmer and Conor LaFrance. So that's going to be a mountain he's got to climb. And between LaFrance and Freilich, it's only about a half a second. So these two could still have some fighting words for each other as things are going here. As down across the line, it looks like Farmer is going to still hold the lead here from Hurlbut.
Plenty of drivers still looking to fight it out with one another. This is on board with the camber of the truck parts, number 24 of Sean Kaiser. And it's Kaiser right now down 2, running back in the 12th place spot. And you can see the look in front of him, right? Pretty single file as far as this race has gone about. As I say that, some drivers are going to go double file. This is coming down the front straightaway here. Look behind, Sean Bounty caught in that lap 3 melee. Now going down the inside of Hunter Thrower, and Bounty back up to 17th.
Hunter Thrower, speaking of Sean Bounty, right there, falling back even further now, down 17 positions from where he started. Not a good look there as the 38 is going to try to make the pass there. Justin Ray makes the pass on Hunter Thrower, who moves down a little further. James Silvers, he got the memo. He's going to make the pass as well, and he's going to try to take Matt Grenier with him.
Boy, what is happening to Hunter Thrower? I mean, that car having no pace under it now. If you look closely at the right front, you will see a small bit of damage there, right? Surely that's not having this much of an impact, though, right?
I couldn't tell you, but if there's any amount of front damage that prevents the car from driving well, I can understand a driver being a little bit hesitant, being a little bit, lighter on the pedal when you're not driving to your fullest potential. But this much, this seems like a lot. This is almost to the point where I'm betting he's begging for a yellow flag, just to hopefully get a little bit of work done on the car if that's really what's holding him back.
He does have some left rear damage as well, and that may be what's hindering him more than the front here, trying to make sure he can keep that back end in check. Well, meanwhile, single file all the way back from first to really about the 12th place spot here. Look at Michael Garone trying to attack the Spartan Fitness machine of Sean Kaiser. Garone takes to the bottom side and not quite going to get clear that time. Kaiser pulls around the top.
Yeah, Kaiser found the momentum there on the top line. He knew it was there. He had it. Now he's using the bottom line. He's got the full set of geometry of this track really locked in. Here comes another move, though, from Garone. Garone down to the inside. Is he going to block Kaiser from going down there? Yes, he is. Let's see how this exit works, though, for Kaiser. Historically, they've worked out for him. This one does not, as Garone makes the pass.
Garone fires up into the number 12 spot. And so for the most part, we remain single file, and we got a fight for the lead starting to develop here. Remember how much Cole Fraley's been getting away with the lead? Well, Connor LaFrance is running down. A big mistake there in turn 3 as Fraley slipped wide, and that let LaFrance temporarily get to the inside of him in 3 and 4. That is not a mistake Fraley can afford to make more than a couple times here.
You're right. And the position has already been there. The gauntlet has been thrown, I should say, by Connor LaFrance. He says, look, I can see the inside. That's where the car is going to go. It's up to you, Frelick, to let me in there or not. And I think that Frelick is going to try to keep the door closed. Ooh, as he gets a little sideways. Very sideways. Wow.
Holy cow, great save from Cole Fraley. They're coming out of turn number 4, and you saw LaFrance lift as well, preparation. Now LaFrance trying to go around the outside, but he gets the door slammed shut. He already has a toe in the door. And now he's got to try to battle back as Connor LaFrance looking to go after Cole Fraley for the lead of the race. Fraley retaining the top spot, but at this point, it's a matter of how long.
It's not going to be too long now. I have a feeling that Frelick might have overdriven the tires on this car by this point. We're on lap 40. I don't know if he hasn't taken tires at this point. So there's a very good chance that he's outdriven them himself a little bit, and that he is fall off on top of. Oh, they're in the door now. They're in the door.
Bit of contact again down the front straightaway. Connor LaFrance still trying to fight this one the short way around the racetrack. Fraley have to defend up top, but LaFrance down to the bottom side trying to keep him at bay. Fraley nearly turns him again off of turn 2.
I have been holding my breath here. Unbelievable. There we go with a push. Connor LaFrance out to the front. He's going to take first place.
Connor LaFrance up to the point. Can Cole Fraley have a response? He looks back for the inside into turn 1. LaFrance blocks big. It's not enough, though. Fraley back to the bottom, trying to keep Cole Fraley at bay. And we're not even at the end of the stage yet. We got 10 laps to go. 11 laps coming to it. At the end of stage 1 even. Someone's got to remind these guys, hey, you got over 100 laps to go yet. Do you really want to be fighting it out like there's only 2?
Right. Fall in line a little bit, maybe, but no one wants to be the one who makes that call. Right now, Connor LaFrance, though, out in front, and it looks like Cole Fraley might have heard you talking, as he's going to fall back now and say, you know what, this battle that we've been having, either he can't have the battle right now, or he's choosing not to. It's kind of hard to tell.
And then look at this madhouse back here, right? Headed up by Davey Hassan and Cody Anderson. You saw a couple shots of it on that battle for the lead, but they are going at it as well. For about 7th on down, Davey Hassan, Cody Anderson, and more all fanning out behind down the straightaway as drivers try to make up ground wherever they can. I think we're starting to see, like you said, the consequence of drivers that like to push early starting to suffer big time as they play defense.
That's right. Hazard, one of those drivers that we've seen, was making some passes earlier, was using those opportunities. Now he's going to fall back a little bit. Look for the 20. Cody Anderson side by side here, trying to make that pass as we come across the line. And it looks like Spencer Ray is also looking for a line on the outside with Cody Anderson. Let's see if he can make that work.
On board with Gabriel Ellison as Ellison hanging around behind. Spencer Ray going to try to put him 3 wide into turn 3. Didn't end up going his way, but Ellison with a front row seat to the party as he got one lap car down to the inside as well that's already slowing, and he's about to have a big impact. As I think that is Chase Wright. It's either Chase Wright or Matt Cherry, and he's going to force these guys to go the long way. It's neither, it's Kroll.
That's Kroll. Yeah, I was going to say that Four Loco car. That's Maxwell Kroll down there on the inside, just trying to let everybody go by.
Well, Gabriel Ellison continuing to hold pace station. Ray catches the wall. Here goes Gabriel Ellison down to the inside of the number 6. As Spencer Ray maintains up on the outside line of the racetrack. Ellison down to the inside. Cody Anderson, meanwhile, attacking Davey Hazard for 7th.
Yeah, that was supposed to be his moment, said Gabriel Ellison. He saw Ray hit the wall, and he said, this is going to be my moment. Can I do it? Unfortunately, wasn't able to keep the momentum up. He had it for about a half a lap, but then fell back into place here, and he's going to sit behind Spencer Ray here. 8th and 9th right now, both up 4 from where they started.
Near contact between the two, as well as Davey Hazard holding on. And at this point, we are in dangerous territory, right? So if the caution comes out, there's a good chance it might very well end the stage that we are running on. They have been known to end the stage early. The caution would overlap. We got 5 laps to go in the stage. Connor LaFrance leads the way up front, but remember, points scored all the way back to 10. That's why these guys are fighting so hard.
Spencer Ray right now, right behind the number 6. Right behind, the number 20, and Cody Anderson. Anderson almost spinning just a little bit there. A lot of activity here still in the 6th, 7th, 8th place spots as we come across the line yet again into lap 50.
Alex Healy took to the inside of Aaron Morton that time by. Didn't quite work out for him either. I think we're kind of really seeing Dover at its best here, right? You know, sure, there's a high likelihood that you're going to get quite a few problems in the early going and a bit of a caution rash, but once you get a few laps in, you kind of get the car under your belt, you get a good group of guys, they'll put on a show for you, and we are being given a treat here this afternoon. You know, racing at Dover, it's one of the few tracks that can actually make single file racing interesting just because of how fine the margins are at a track like this.
Yeah, very fine margins, and when you want to make the pass, you got to commit to it hard. Speaking of which, David Farmer up there tried to make a pass Dingler trying to make a pass on Farmer for second, couldn't quite do it, and there was barely enough room. Like you mentioned, there's such a fine margin here at Dover, and we really have been getting the best of the field. We've had battles that have been across 2 cars who are way out in front by themselves. We've had packs of cars shuffling around. We've had self-spins. It's been a wild night so far, but these guys have kept it together just enough to give us some really solid green flag racing.
Stage 1 coming to a close at the end of this lap as Connor LaFrance working his way into turn numbers 3 and 4. LaFrance will walk off stage number 1. He takes the win and max points in the opening stage. Farmer second, Dingler third, Fralick fourth. Here comes Herman. He fends off Alex Williams. And then the fight behind is Hazard, Ray, Anderson, and Ellison, who will be the top 10 drivers in the stage. And from here, the next points awarded right at the tail end. Now this battle is not slowing down at all.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All the points are going to be out, and you know what? These guys really had a tough race all the way to 50, but if they're in it right now, their mentality is, what stage? What are you talking about? I'm racing for 150. They've got a lot more to go here as we got cars that are still 2x2. Anderson, Ellison switching places right now just behind Davey Hazard. It looks like it's going to be Gabriel Ellison on the inside by just a hair, but Anderson is not giving it up on the outside in that keep digging car, the number 20. The Sim Racer Help 27 down on the inside, though, is a competitor, and we'll see what happens with the two of them come down across the line.
Well, the field driving her in deep as Davey Hazard, Cody Anderson continuing to battle it out here as, this field going to keep up the fight. Sean Kaiser from behind, looking to see if he can't get around Barrett Morton. You've also got Alex Healy in the fray. And still, nobody's able to break away from each other in this major pack from 5th back to 19th.
That is a major pack, is a good way to put it. There is a good number of cars there. 5th back to 19th is a fantastic set of cars. And even a little further back, we've got we got a spin coming out, the 49. 49 of Clinton Sneed. Just got spun right off the nose.
Oh. And that will unfortunately put what was an awesome green flag run to a close as Clinton Sneed going to send the field around and back under the yellow flag.
Yeah, wow. What an unfortunate situation, but I'm not sure. It looked like he got turned by the 43.
He did. Oh, a little bit of net code in there, though, to be fair. I'm not sure if it actually hit. And tell you what, keep it off the wall. Great save.
Yes. Huge, huge save.
Surprised there was a caution, honestly.
I kind of am too. Maybe it was because it was a slide to the outside wall.
Maybe
That's
it's
why.
The angle that it was at.
Yeah. What a shame. What a shame. That was great. What a great recovery too. That recovery deserved to keep the flag green, I think.
Well,
But that's going to be it.
Well, what this does allow the field to do, this is going to allow for us here to bring pretty much everybody here down pit road. So no complaints here, I'm sure, from most drivers in the field as Todd of France leads the way down. And Chase Wright's been black flag for speeding.
Oh, he says it was for entering a closed pit.
Oh, interesting.
That sounds like a bug.
He's a lap down, that's why. He needed to wait another lap for the pit stop before him.
Oh, that explains it.
That's a skill issue right there, my friend.
Yikes. I would have done the same thing. Guaranteed I would have done the same thing.
Well, the field making their way out of pit road. 4 tires and fuel. No surprises here on this one as this race going to continue to get further and further up there in its intensity. We are under the yellow flag once again here this afternoon. We'll take ourselves a quick step back, and when we return, racing action continues here on Green Flag TV. Stay with us. Welcome back to Green Flag TV. Racing action set to kick off once again. We are just shy of the halfway point. If you are just tuning in, then welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what has been a wild running here this afternoon for the ResCare Community Living 150. My name is Ol Rempel alongside Joe LaCastro as we have been bringing you all of racing action from start to finish this afternoon. This is caution number 4. And, well, I have a feeling we might get a rash of them here, Joe, as we get set to go back to green.
Ooh, a rash of them. You're predicting the rash already.
Yeah. I hope they prove me wrong.
That's fair. I think commentating stock car racing is one of those things where you kind of set yourself up to be proven wrong intentionally.
We fly back in the air. Todd of France immediately covering off the inside from Cole Frayling, not letting him get an entry at all off of the hitch. As they fight their way to the back straightaway, a couple of cars getting up and into the outside wall. Cole Frayling is eager to hunt for the lead, but we've also got a double file all the way from 6th on down.
How fast will it get back into that single file situation we saw earlier? It only took about 2 laps last time. We'll see if we get back in a similar situation here. Spencer Ray on back, a few cars shuffling there. It looks like Tyler Hurlburt not able to find a spot on the inside of the line. Oh, finds a spot on the outside wall for a second. Bounces off it, keeps it straight. The 87 is side by side with the 22 of Albert Williams, just trying to find somewhere to go.
Up front, Cole Frayling had a major slide coming out of turn number 4. He's able to keep it together, but Dingler and Ray going to look to fight things out amongst themselves as here we go. Sean Bounty finally on the move. He has just gotten around Alex Healy, and he continues to fight his way through as he has just picked off his sister Jake's junk car down in 14th.
And there he goes a little bit further, trying to make the pass now. He does on the number 9 of Barrett Morton. Morton now plays side by side with Alex Healy. A lot of side-by-side and cycling action happening back here in that part of the pack. Meanwhile, up at the front, things are still pretty hot as Spencer Ray is trying really hard to hold off David Farmer, who is very close to his fender.
David Farmer coming into this season, rise the defending champion, although his season has not had the best of runs. A huge block from Dingler to the inside as he covers off Spencer Ray. Major dodge to the inside, and that's going to kind of stack up the field. Now look at Ray leaning on the door of Farmer, keeping him from being able to turn down and pitch him into turn one.
These guys are racing very defensively, trying very hard to stay in the position that they're in without giving up positions and slowly working their way forward. Spencer Ray is up 8 from where he started. He's been putting on a great race so far tonight, really managed to stay up in the contending and keep moving up car by car by car, but this might be one of his hardest challenges yet that we've seen so far. He's got 2 cars that are keeping him out of ideal positions.
Oh my word, look at Cole Fraley trying to take Conor LaFrance to the inside of turn numbers 3 and 4. Shotgun inside, contest, shoving him up the racetrack towards the outside wall. LaFrance tried to block, and Fralick was not having it as they come down to the turn numbers 1 and 2. There is the view out the back, and finally he forces the hole.
The 88 of Conor LaFrance immediately looking to cycle back down to the inside. Doesn't have it, though.
Oh, boy.
Doesn't quite have it. Whew, that was intense. That door knock they just had was really wild.
Well, you saw LaFrance. He was mirror driving Fralick all the way down the back straightaway there. And I think Fralick, I think that door check was sending a message. Don't do that again. I'm just as willing to play dirty as well.
Yeah, message received, as you can see.
Well, they'll work their way back to the front straightaway while the fights continue out from behind. There's Davey Hazard. He's in the midst of a fight here with Albert Williams, and that's a fight that's just going to draw to a close. Wes Wiegand and Baron Morton exchanging a couple of blows. So is Alex Healy and Sean Keisner. And now LaFrance back to the bottom and gets around Cole Fralick.
Quick move. LaFrance. Now Fralick looking to trade him up. Just wants it right back. Goes down to the inside across the line, looking for 1 and 2. Here he is down on the inside. He's bouncing around a little bit. His stability looks like it's a little bit questionable, but he's not able to get that pass that he wants very quickly. He falls back into second place, back about a car length now, and hopefully Cole Fralick will be able to get up ahead of steam and challenge yet again for that first place spot.
Not for lack of trying, mind you. These guys have been absolutely going at it nose to tail, and well, let's be real. How long do you reckon it's going to be before Cole Fralick is right back up there and ready to party?
Not long at all, man. Not long at all. He's just biding his time. There's going to be a point in time where LaFrance either has a little bit of trouble or right here where he's just going to leave that bubble available for Fralick to get into. And now Fralick's just got to keep the car on the track. He had a slide earlier that was not going to do him any benefits. Let's avoid more of those.
The gap ebbs and flows. Fralick really trying to attack into quarter entry, but LaFrance able to power off on corner exit. Further back, Hurlbut now under fire. Davey Hazard is on a pretty big charge here, right? He's up several spots on the rough where he restarted, and now he's trying to pick off another.
Oof. Very close now to Hurlbut, almost up into the wall. The 75 Martini car makes the pass now. And here comes the 22. Here comes Albert Williams trying to make the pass as well. Hurlbut on the outside. He's just using that middle and outside line to the best of his advantage, and I'm not so sure that it's paying off the way that he wants it to.
Well, Davey Hazard to keep up the fight. Gabriel Ellison right in front, going to attack Cody Anderson, coming down to the turn numbers 1 and 2. The number 27 of Ellison wants to move. He's going to get one step closer to a top 5, assuming he can clear from Cody Anderson. Just behind them, Hurlbut now battling with Williams as well as Sean Bounty. So Hurlbut is on a slide back through the field as well.
There he goes. Hurlbut now looks briefly to the inside, but I'm not sure that's where his line is for passing. I don't think I've seen him pass on the inside once tonight. He falls back a little ways, falls back enough that Sean Bounty's like, where am I going to go? I'm going to try to get around this guy. Gets on the inside, tries to make the pass. They're side by side now. Let's see if Bounty can make the pass and has enough momentum to get clear maybe even bring Michael Garone with him.
Garone trying to look to the inside. So is Sean Bounty. There goes Tyler Hurlbut all the way up to the outside as the racetrack, as well as the lines condense and then break apart. Garone keeping the fight honest here down to that inside line. Conor LaFrance, by the way, has only continued to slowly build up the gap for the lead, although I will say he has not built it up by much. It is only 3.5 tenths. Still a gap that can easily come down, but right now, Cole Fraley doesn't look like he's got much of a fight.
No, not right now. Not right now. Although Ryan Dingler is getting closer and closer to Cole Fraley. There could be a fight there. Conor LaFrance is still only about 0.4 of a second ahead. He's not even a half second ahead. There's still battles to be had. There are still battles to be had up here in first place, and I think we're going to still see him. We're on lap 80 of 150. We've got just 70 laps to go. Woo! I'm looking forward to it.
It's a wild ride, still yet to close on out as you take a look for the speed shot here on the front straightaway, and we're going to look at this all the way back. There is the battle, side by side, coming out of turn number 4, now looking for 3 wide down the front as they're going to go and get around Terrell Wheeler, a lap car. Oh, now Taunton Silvers pushes Joseph Plogger up the racetrack.
Plogger's going to fall back a little bit. Unfortunately, it's not going to be his move. Silver's on the inside. He's going to vanish for a second. He's got some connection issues. He's back.
And the fight continues to build in intensity all throughout the course of racing action here this afternoon. And again, I don't think we're done for the wrecking just yet, as well, Silver's running the Mount Silver's Supply Company number 4 entry as he still seeks the inside of the number 10.
If he can get it, let's see if he can. Number 10 goes ahead and runs away with it a little bit. That's Joseph Plager. Not bad, not bad. Plager out in front now, leading Silvers, leading Healy. These guys still very, very intensely driving. And Sean Kaiser, we're up ahead a little bit here. We're looking in the 12th place spot, trying to make the pass on the 87 of Tyler Hurlbut.
And trying to make that charge, going to go down the inside of Hurlbut. And Sean Kaiser looking like that should be a bit of a done deal for the Spartan Fitness stop. The Spartan Fitness Club number 24. There we go. And sure enough, gets around Tyler Hurlbut without too much of an issue. You mentioned earlier Ryan Dingler, a potential contender to watch as Hurlbut goes back to the inside. Well, guess who just got around David Farmer and Cole Fraley?
I had a feeling it was Ryan Dingler right now, and that puts him within a second. Okay, they've fallen back a little bit here. It looks like LaFrance has gotten a little bit of distance. He's a 1.5 seconds behind LaFrance. That is still technically doable. That can come down over the course of these laps, but right now, guys, it's increasing. It's just increasing as it goes from 1.5 to 1.7.
Problems here for Tyler Hurlbut. He's just lost about 3 or 4 spots in one corner, so there's been issues for the number 87 machine, and let's take a look back here. I think there might be a story to this.
Let's see. Take a step in the way back machine. The 87, eyes on. Ooh, kiss the apron.
Oh, and into the wall. That'll do it. Good job with the field to get around him and avoid that from being an incident.
Yes, sir. Here we are, back live now. 88 out of 150.
Now Joseph Plogger going to keep up the fight here as Wes Wiegand maintains his run. There goes James Silvers. Silvers going to look to the inside of Plogger here, trying to get a drive going through the inside line, and the number 10 up top leans on the door, and Plogger shutting down the run from Silvers out of 4.
Leans on him. That is the understatement of the year. They have been That was a very, very close situation. The 10, ooh, side by side, they could exchange a handshake right now. That's how close they are.
Yeah. Tell you what.
That is that's some Blue Angels formation flying.
That roll bar camera, I think, is the only camera that really does it justice about just how little room there is between those two race cars and how fine the margin that you got to run, especially at the Boston Mile. Oh, hold on. Some interesting news here. I think Cody Anderson is putting in the clutch.
Oh. Is it a gas problem here for Cody Anderson, or is he just trying to save like crazy?
It wouldn't be trying to save fuel, although he didn't put it in there that time around. I might have heard a different car, or it's Gabriel Ellison. Ellison's the one putting in the clutch here. Coming down to the turn number 3. Take a look at this here. Watch the number 27 car. Watch those RPMs. Look at how fast they drop. He's saving fuel, trying to cut out a stop. In fact, he might be trying to go to the end.
That would not be. That would be something. That would be terrible. I'm having, unfortunately, a bit of a technical difficulty here, so I might drop out, folks, but I'll be back very soon.
Well, the battles continue on elsewhere in the field, right? Cody Anderson, Albert Williams, Davey Hassett, and more. They're continuing to keep up the fight here as the battles work their way up and around to the turn numbers 3 and 4. Cody Anderson just up the road, trying to fend off the driver of the number 22 entry. We've also got Silvers and Plogger going at it as we look to go single file for the time being. And while the caution rash that I anticipated to have really hasn't materialized, it's been a very clean run from the drop of the reflat before stage 1. I wanted maybe with those stage points on the line. Drivers have been taking a bit more easy and not wanting to take the risks. He still works to get Joe LaCastro back with us. Sean Kaiser going to look to the inside of Sean Bounty here as the fight works out at turn numbers 1 and 2 to the back. Bounty retaining a strong momentum drive so far. So it might be a minute before we get LaCastro back, as I understand he has lost complete feed. So he is going to try to do a quick system reboot, and he might be back shortly after that. But right now, Albert Williams and Cody Anderson continue to scrap it out. 2 by right beside each other. Here comes Sean Kaiser. Kaiser looking for the inside on Sean Bounty down in the turn number 1. So Kaiser going to make the dive on Bounty here. Albert Williams up the road, trying to see if he can have a run going at Cody Anderson. Anderson leads the way still. You've got Ryan Dingler still holding a 2.2 second gap to Conor LaFrance. Has been unable to close that gap much further than what it has currently been running. We've also got James Silver. Silver's looking at the inside of Wes Weigand, trying to make a lunge up in the 13th. Oh, contact nearly between the two. They're able to pull it together. And the number 2 entry going to keep up the fight. Silver's again looking for the inside. Hurlbut going around the outside now. Joseph Plogger. Plogger, of course, down a little bit now. Here's the kicker. Hurlbut has come down pit road. He is on fresh tires. Hence why we see him just picking off cars like they're standing still. Well, Well, Wes Wigan coming down pit road. He can see the writing on the wall, knows that a pit stop is inevitable in the near future. Meanwhile, we got Connor LaFrance and Ryan Dingler still in a side-by-side dogfight with each other. The pack making their way down the front straightaway here as Dingler continues to hold on to that second place spot. And the gap is starting to slowly but surely come down between Ryan Dingler and Connor LaFrance up at the head of the field. You see, little by little, he has been taking chunks out of that top spot. Now, the question is, can he run that gap down in under 50 laps? That's going to be a much taller order, and I got to be honest, I'm not confident that what he's doing is going to be able to get it done. So, well, the field continuing to maintain the momentum here, and Joe, as I understand, we have you back.
Yep, I'm back. At least I hope so. Do I sound all right to you? Okay, well, good to be back. A little bit of a technical there, but I've overcome the technical, and I am back to finish this race.
Well, you haven't missed much. A lot of single file action. Some drivers have started to come down pit road in the last handful of laps here, so several are going to be down to the pit stops here for final runs of service. Hurlbut, Wagon, and Wheeler right now are the main three that have come down. Everyone else, I think, is trying to stay out as long as possible and gamble that they're going to get a yellow to save their bacon on strategy.
Well, the yellow could very well come out. We've seen yellows come out because cars have been overdriving themselves at least twice tonight. So that's a very good possibility that these guys who have been driving very hard might just overdo it just that little extra bit, and we'll see that yellow come out. And so those guys with their fingers crossed, well, they might actually see a payout.
There goes the GG's number 5 down the inside of Hunter Thrower, making up more ground, while Justin Ray will duck around the Jake Chung number 13 of Alex Healy, and now splitting both Jake Chung's cars in the middle of a JJ sandwich, you could say. The 34 is Sean Boundy, sits just up the road. Sean Boundy, the driver that entered this race, second in the points, really not having the best of races. He was only 3 behind, he was only 3 points behind the points leader entering today, right, of Cole Fraligan. Being at 14th and Fralick's up in 4th, it's not looking good for the number 34 entry. No, 34 is unfortunately just, it's sitting not very pretty tonight. It's gonna be something where he still has room to go. We got 43 to go. So is there any time? Yes, but is he in a position to do it right now with all the single file racing that we've got and this good groove that we got going? I'm just not doing it. Robert Peterson's in trouble here. The number 97 has been given a mechanical flag. Now, there's nothing wrong with the car necessarily. He hasn't hit the wall. What that flag is for tires. He's worn down the right front so much that Irish officials are demanding he come down and change the set.
Might be the way to do it then. If you're getting the flag, you got to do it. So let's see if he can bounce back from. I don't think you're going to bounce back from this with 42 to go.
But remember, that is not an optional flag, right? If you don't serve that in 3 laps, you get disqualified. In fact, last week we saw a driver get disqualified for not serving that mechanical flag. So Peterson's into the box. Now, if he has to pit for tires, I would imagine pretty much everybody else has to as well.
Yeah, we're going to start seeing some people come down with the tires pretty soon. Especially if you want to be set up for these last 40 laps here, this last stretch. You're going to need them. You're going to need some fresh ones on.
Oh no, LaFrance, the race leader, he spun up an entry. Now Fralick is spun up an entry. Spencer Ray shoots through the middle. Spencer Ray picks up 2 spots. LaFrance is destroyed. The whole left rear tire has been completely ripped out of the race car.
Unbelievable bad luck there for the 88. Unbelievable good luck for Spencer Ray.
How in the world has this happened now?
You might have to go back and watch that.
We absolutely will. Oh my goodness. That was on the way in. And we'll jump this back by a little bit further because there is a story here.
Yeah, what is the saga? What is it?
Take a look back. This is one more look, and this will be from start to finish. So LaFrance comes down pit road. You got to enter lower than that, right? He enters way too late, locks up the rears, and just slams right into the barrels. And then here comes Cole Fraley right behind, and he made the same mistake. And how about Spencer Ray? Slipping right through the middle like a rat. That is unreal that he got away with that.
Yeah, he's a rat with 2 new places now. He doesn't have to worry about eating because he just walked right past him.
I cannot believe that.
Let's watch where he decides to get off. There we go.
Oh, man. Woo. Playing with fire on the entry, and I'm sure he was caught off guard. He comes around the corner. He's like, what in the heck has happened here? Well, Conor LaFrance had a 2-second gap. That has put Ryan Dingler now as the net race lead, and he is out there by, we're talking a good 2.6 seconds over Spencer Ray.
Dingler's had a very good run so far tonight. He's been an aggressive driver we've seen, but his name is only coming into play right about now.
And well, Hunter Thrower is done for the night. He is angry as he drives just full speed down pit road and brings him to a stop. So I think Thrower was a little bit fed up with how his race had been going.
Yikes. 35 to go. That's not the way you want to finish it. There on the outside, it's Hazard.
That is, I cannot believe that has happened, but that has put Ryan Dingler now as the net race leader. Now what that means, right now he is 15th, but we are anticipating that he will be the leader of the race once the other top 14 drivers come down pit road for their final services of the day.
Wow. 15th to 1st potentially here for Ryan Dingler. Very good. He's just kept it on. He's kept it close to, or if not right around the lead lap, and he has been able to turn that into a situation that could spell victory for him, or at least good podium for him here tonight.
And I think this would be big. This would be pretty big for Ryan Dingler, right? He got his first podium in forever just last week, and he's had a bit of a tumultuous career here in OMSRL. He's had some rough rides, right? He is one of the few drivers that has over 100 starts, 108 to be exact. This is his 109th this afternoon, and after all of that, he only has 6 wins to his career in the championship, and the last of those wins came all the way back in February 26th, 2024, over a year and a half ago. He is going on such a long losing streak in this race, and time after time, this driver has been struggling more and more to try and fight his way up here.
Ooh, 3 wide.
Wouldn't it be something if he's able to take this one away? But yeah, 3 wide is risky if you're a driver like Dingler right now.
Oh, yeah, he's done it twice. Flew through that situation, flew through it 2 times there, and Dingler is still putting on a bit of a clinic down there. Just a smooth but very good line out of that number 16.
Now, the one thing to worry about is when drivers do come down pit road, they're going to be on fresher tires there, so he's going to be on the backslide here. Davey Hazard has just been given a mechanical flag as well, so Hazard is going to need now to come down pit road to get tires changed.
Yikes. Okay, well, that's going to change up that's going to change the momentum of things for Hazard, obviously, here. Let's see what his entry's like. Whoa.
He missed it. He missed pit entry. He's going to have to come back around and do it again. That is disastrous for him.
Yeah, just gave up every position that he had. And now he's going to have to try a second attempt at getting down pit road. But at least he didn't, LaFrance it. There's that.
tell you what, he's a very lucky guy that he missed the pit barrels there. That could have been a horrendous accident that would have rebounded them back up into the field. Much more careful on pit entry this time around, and he just makes it in.
Just makes it in.
And the caution
screaming
is
across the
out.
line.
Caution out on the racetrack. Don't know who or what for. But the yellow is out.
27 to go.
Do you have eyes on what brought that one out? Because I'm stumped. I'm not seeing anything on the event recorder.
No, I don't, unfortunately. I am, from a technical point of view, iRacing will not let me back in the session, so I'm watching the feed right now.
Well,
so that's the best I got.
But do you know what this has done? This screws Dingler. Dingler cannot get. He gets the lucky dog, but he's sent to the tail of the field.
Yeah.
And everyone else.
Yeah, he was in a good spot, but now he's not.
That is heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking for him. Well,
he saw this coming.
Well, let's jump back here. We'll do. You'll have to bear with us. This is going to look a little messy. We got to do some investigative journalism to determine cause of this yellow flag.
Yeah, let's dial it back.
Waiting for the lights to come on.
And that will give us a little bit of an idea of what might have
right
happened
there,
here.
Turn 1. You heard the tire squealing. That was Barrett Morton. So we'll look at that in a minute, but right now we got pit stops underway here as the whole field coming down to the box. And it's going to be David Farmer who will be the new race leader as they come off of pit road. And let's take a look at what happened to Barrett Morton. The driver that brings out the yellow flag is back out onto the racetrack. And he was fighting with Tyler Hurlbut.
Yeah, there was a side-by-side battle, and I think became more than a battle. It turned into a little bit of a war, and that's what brought us that yellow flag.
Yeah, Martin got loose. Hurlbut tried to check up, but just dumped him in the left rear down to the turn number 1. Just missed the pit entry cones, straightens them out, and they get it back going pretty quickly there.
Haha, just kidding. Oh, but then Hurlbut loses it down on the apron.
Yeah.
See things from Hazard's point of view.
I'm trying to track down where Hurlbut is here, as don't believe. Do we have him? There we are. We found him. Try one more time here. This will be backing up a bit further back. I want to see what happened here to Hurlbut. Coming off of turn 4. Watch Bear Morton here. He's going to get a bit crossed up here coming off the corner. Yeah, he was slow. Hurlbut's on fresh tires and just misjudged it poorly.
Yeah. It's almost like it was hard to tell. It looks like he was coming. He might have been coming down a little bit, thinking that Hurlbut was going to stay behind him. But then when Hurlbut moved that position down to the inside, there was just nowhere to go.
Well, 23 laps to go here as David Farmer has picked the outside for the restart. Gabriel Ellison to his inside. Williams Anderson sitting back on row number 2. 23 laps to go. Can we go the rest of the distance? We'll find out in just a moment. We enter the Echo Park restart zone. Green flag back in the air. We're back to racing.
And we've got another good launch out in front, but this time the launch is from David Farmer. Right behind him, it's Ellison and Anderson in third. Ooh, flew off the wall there. I think that was Albert Williams. A little bit of a bounce off the outside wall.
Gabriel Ellison lost the race lead. Oh, trouble went straight away into the wall. Goes Terrell Wheeler back in the field. Caution is out. Look out as everyone has to scramble. Yellow flag once again. Michael Garone down to the apron has lost a couple. And a quick caution to put us back under the yellow flag.
Yep. Only going to make you work. You were calling for the rashes, my man.
I was, and here they are.
Here they are, yep. Let's see it.
I think this one was all by himself, it looked like. The Res Care Community Living number 43W. Coming around into 3 and 4. Yeah.
Let's see, does he tap the apron? Is that what gave him his little spin?
No.
Or is it just overdriving?
It's just cold tires. Cold tires got him.
Yep. Oh, overdriving on cold tires. Unfortunate. Right down to the inside. Woo! There goes the bonnet.
Good job with the field to avoid, and that could have been a really gnarly wreck.
Yeah, just about nobody had to worry about that, though. They all passed around him, and he was able to zip back over to pit road. Yeah, that was just that was a self-driving situation, a self-fulfilling prophecy. Oof. That's going to be another yellow here, but we're going to be down to just about 20 to go at the time that we get going again here. And yeah, fingers crossed. I'd like to see us go through without any green, white checkered situations. I don't know about you, but I would like to see us make it as far as we can here. We had some good green flag racing there in the middle of the race. Let's get back to some of that. How about that?
Well, Ryan Tingler, after getting the lucky dog on the last yellow flag, he's actually really grateful for this because he and a lot of other drivers that had to stay out to get laps back, they're able to come down now and not only get on the same cycle tires, but a little bit better than the cars in front of them. So this caution is a huge benefit to Dingler and a big saving grace to keep them from losing even more than they already did when that last caution came out.
They're back out on the track, getting ready to go. Farmer leading things off here. Beautiful day here at Dover. Looks good for a race. And hopefully a beautiful day to end a race, too. .76 in the air. Whoo, look at that on the track, though. Look at that track tip.
Yeah, 111. Bit of a jump from when we first started this race. It was at 102. When we this race was just getting underway, so it was a bit of a rough ride, and well, you can take a look, right? It's been kind of fluctuating quite a bit this last little while, and it hovers around 111 now. Those 11 miles an hour of southeastward winds, though, still pushing heavily on drivers as they cruise through 3 and 4.
Causing trouble. You know, coming into this hobby, I never really thought of wind as having that much of an effect on a car, but when it's up in the double digits and it's coming across the nose of these cars that are moving at speed and that every single ounce of aerodynamics counts, it really does make a difference.
Well, if you've ever been out driving on a windy day right on the interstate, you can get those winds that kind of buffet your car around. I mean, for you it's fine, right? Because you're on a highway, you're under control, but you try wrangling a car around a track that's already got notoriously low grip at over 170 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, that wind that's 11 miles an hour feels like it may as well be going 40.
Yeah, every little bit counts. Just because you're doing 170 miles an hour doesn't mean that wind's not going to attempt to move your car.
Green flag coming back out this time by 18 laps to go. David Farmer leads us back to the green flag in the Echo Park restart zone. Pretty orderly fashion this time as we cruise to turn 1.
Yeah, orderly fashion is a good way to put it. Whereas we had some cars who are still there on the top line, a lot of cars getting into single file here and trying to figure out where to sit for these last 18 laps here.
Well, it was orderly all the way until turn 3. A big crash up into the wall in turn 4. And Conor LaFrance, one of the dominating cars early in the race, taken out for the second time. This time, not of his own doing, though. Wes Wiegand as well with huge damage. Wiegand going to go back into the inside wall. That car has gotten the left front and the right front both disconnected. He's got no control. And that went about as disastrously as that could have on a restart.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said nothing. That was a very disastrous restart, unfortunately, as we had, several cars involved in that one. Not quite the big one, but definitely big enough.
I mean, Cole just runs right through the 49 of Clinton Sneed there. That sends one up the racetrack into Conor LaFrance and Wes Wiegand, who both had nowhere to go. Nothing they could have done about it.
Yeah, he did kind of spin him there. He got right into the 49 and just kept pushing.
Yeah, well, I mean, he gave him one big push, and that, of course, because Freilich is on some fresh tires, but it doesn't give the excuse to just run through everyone, right?
No. It's not very sportsmanlike. And we just got to hope that that wasn't his intention, you know, or that when he saw it happen, he didn't just think, all right, just going to put the pedal to it. But there's not much else we can say when we see it. We got to call it like we see it up here in the booth, folks.
Tough ride there. Let's ride on board here with Cole Fralick. We'll see what he saw.
Mm-hmm. Righty. Fralick down on the inside.
You know, the kind of lens, I think that actually kind of makes it more of a gray area, if I'm being honest. That's one of the situations, right? I mean, was Clinton Steve blocking? Yes. But was Cole Fralick in there with the nose? Also, yes. I mean, this comes down to a situation, though, of was that a hole that was going to close? And I think this falls to a case of both drivers could have done more to avoid that situation, right? I feel like, you know, had Clinton Steve not blocked so hard, they wouldn't have wrecked. But had Cole Fralick out, they also wouldn't have wrecked. That's a case of neither driver wanting to lift and give an inch.
Yeah. Neither one was compromising. And in that situation, when you have the immovable force, or the immovable object and the unstoppable force, you know what's going to happen. You're going to get a car wreck.
We got 14 to go at the line here.
I'm just going to cross one set of fingers here that we can go until checkered flag here. But I'm not going to talk about how well we're doing.
You're only crossing one set of fingers? What about the second?
Just one? Nope, just the one. I had two crossed last. I had two crossed last time, and that wasn't it. That was bad luck. Now I need to cross one for good luck, and I got to remember not to talk about how well the race is going while it's going.
Here we go, 14 laps. David Farmer once again leading the field around to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Racing action continues.
That was a bit of a jumbled start there as everybody tried to shuffle down to the inside line there. Farmer out to the front there. Gabriel Ellison right behind. Ooh, some hard into the wall.
Few cars getting a bit friendly with that outside fence. Got to watch for that. 13 to go. This time by David Farmer. Continues to lead. And a big slide. Sean Kaiser sideways out of turn 4. They're able to gather it up. Now we're 2 wide. Coming around the turn, it was 1 and 2 this time around. Sean down to the inside of Blogger. Dingler to the inside of Morton.
These guys are driving like it is the last lap of the race, but it's not yet, guys. Keep driving. We've got 13 to go. You can start driving like crazy, guys, in about 10 laps.
Off of turn number 4 as Blogger and Bounty continue to scrap it out as Gabriel Ellison takes the fast side away. West Wigan and reset it. 1 lap to go. Oh, now more caught to the back straightaway. Spencer Ray goes away to the inside. Everyone's able to keep it going the right direction, but it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. 4 rows back from about 8th on down.
And people are using the wall as a buffer or as an extra bumper car bouncer in this case. I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but they have been bouncing off the wall every time that we go through 1 and 2 here. And it's been a bit of a bumpy race so far from the sprint to the finish. But if this can be finished in one piece, I think these guys are going to be able to pull it off.
10 laps the distance. 10 miles. Here at the Dover Motor Speedway in Delaware as Ryan Dingler trying to take Justin Ray. Whoa, big loose on the back straightaway. Ray and Fraley both trying to look to the inside. Will they put him 3 wide in turn 4? Yes, they will. Ray rubs the door, Ray's up the racetrack, and Justin Ray's into the wall.
Wow, very, very tight move there from Spencer Ray. Spencer just able to make the pass.
Once again, right, not willing to give an inch. as guys like Albert Williams and Michael Garone continue to keep up the fight. Meanwhile, David Farmer pulling clear with the lead of the race. Gabriel Ellison trying to chase him down.
And Ellison's got momentum here. He's got speed. There's a very good chance that Farmer has got a competition on his hands leading to the end here. He cannot let off the strategy. He cannot start thinking, I've got it in the bank. This is going to be a fight to the finish as Gabriel Ellison less than a tenth off the tail of the lead. David Farmer right now into one and two. Let's see if Ellison's got what it takes and if he can find an angle to get past Farmer in the last 7 laps.
Gabriel Ellison won his first ever OMSRL race at Iowa earlier this year in July. Looking set to take win number 2 of his OMSRL career this afternoon. He's looking for the inside. David Farmer has yet to go to victory lane in the second season of 2025. Ellison tracking up high. I like the line he's got. He's entering high. He's exiting low. He's got a diamond run. He's not going to take it though into turn 3. He's waiting one more.
That diamond run is going to have to wait a second to come back out, though. Let's see if it's enough to cut. And in a second, we're going to find out here. High on the outside goes Farmer. Ellison still high on the outside. He's trying to go in low early. No, he follows Farmer down onto the inside. And we got 2x2 situation here, though.
Ryan Dingler, Cody Anderson going at it side by side. Cole Fralick just behind them is going to look to pull this one clear as well. As here goes Spencer Ray. Spencer Ray trying to look for the inside as well. Still .17 between the top 2. It's eyes on Fralick though. As Fralick trying to recover to a 6th place spot, he slides to the inside of Cody Anderson, trying to push him up the track.
Anderson not letting go. As we've said earlier, these guys are not giving any inches, but Anderson is using the high side of the track, so that might just pay off.
Trying to make the fight happen here as they come out of turn numbers 3 and 4. Anderson just barely gets himself clear, and now Ellison's right there, but look who's also there. James Silvers is in the fight. A 3-way dogfight. 2 of them are teammates. Ellison's going for the lead, looking for 2 to go into turn number 3.
Going for the lead, 2 to go. The 84 has got the middle line. He's trying to block. Can he get down for the block? Can he close the door? Yes, just barely. He closes the door there. David Farmer holding on to the lead as he takes just about a car length on 27. Here comes Silver. Silver's down to the inside trying to find a spot. He doesn't have it either.
James Silver is going to get clear of Gabriel Ellison. Ellison trying to look back to the inside. He can't get there. I think Ellison now hoping that Silver's. Oh, look at there. Silver's slowing down Ellison, deliberately checking him up, giving his teammate all the gap he needs to run away with it at the head of the field. And now with him playing rear gun to support, that looks like it'll be game over for the fight. Turn 1 for the final time for the Waynesville Tire of North Carolina, number 84. Out of turn numbers 1 and 2. He owes his teammate a beer for saving his hide in the late portions of the race. He'll come around to turn numbers 3 and 4, this time by David Farmer. First win of the season for the defending champion.
And the crowd goes wild. What a show of teamwork. What a show of cooperation as James Silvers wheels his way, worms his way up to the 2nd place spot just ahead of Gabriel Ellison and holds him back so that David Farmer can take it away here at Dover.
Boy, I would be fuming if I was Gabriel Ellison, though. He was right there, and I mean, we both saw it, right? James Silvers got up there. He was there within 2/10. The second he got to Ellisville, the next corner, braked early and shoved him all the way back about half a second. That's no coincidence. That was James Silvers playing rear gun to support, and David Farmer will take that one, but I'm sure Ellison is not happy about how he did it.
No, that's when you're leaning your head out the side of the window screaming, drive, drive.
Giving the old, I think giving the old one finger salute as well.
Yeah, at that point, yep. There's nothing really Ellison could do, but he's got the bronze medal out of a 35-plus car field. He was able to stay on the podium, so it's still nothing to sneeze at, Mr. Ellison. Don't worry too much, but David Farmer with the victory here at Dover. What a run out of that car.
A great drive here this afternoon as we will look to take a rundown of your official post-race results here this afternoon. A wild race here from the Monster Mile. And Miles this afternoon was conquered by Cornerstone Motorsports driver David Farmer in a Team 1-2. He and James Silvers will finish first and second place, with Gabriel Ellison rounding out the podium. From there, Albie Williams finished in fourth, Dingler back in fifth. Then it was Cole Fralick, Spencer Ray, Cody Anderson, Michael Garone, and Baron Morton to close out the field.
In 11th, Sean Boundy, Joseph Plogger in 12th, David Hazard 13th, 14th, Tyler Hurlburt 15th, Alex Healy, Justin Ray 16th, Matt Grenier 17th, Sean Kaiser 18th, Noah Swafford 19th, and Clinton Sneed in 20th.
Back in 21st place, it's Connor LaFrance, the last car on the lead lap. From there, Dylan Wilbers, Wes Wiegand, Robert Peterson, Maxwell Kroll finishing the laps down. Drivers like Purcell, Wheeler, McColgan, Thrower, Rucker, along with Wright, Teft, and Cherry, all fail to finish racing action here this afternoon. On an intense ride all the way from start to finish here this afternoon. And, well, Joe, I think it's about high time we take a rundown and give a chat here with a few of the drivers to finish this race up here on the podium. And we'll look to start off first and foremost with one, David Farmer. Farmer comes home number one here this afternoon. It is his first win of the season for your defending champion. David, how does it feel to finally bring this car to victory lane?
It felt great. This early on, it was I thought this was going to be a big caution fest, but man, we ended up having a bunch of awesome green flag runs, and was able to bring it home to victory lane.
Right at the tail end of the race there in the closing laps, you had your teammate James Silvers. Obviously, you're the first driver in a Team 1-2. Silvers got around you though, and made a pretty deliberate choice to slow up Gabriel Ellison. Pretty much handed you the win on the silver platter there. Were team orders at play there that afternoon to make that move possible to help you get the win?
Well, I mean, I knew Gabriel was he's always fast, whatever track we go to, and I noticed he was kind of slacking up on the entry of the corner, so I knew he was trying to get a really strong run off. And James and I drive very similar, so just tried to catch it at the right time and worked out. And I'm not aware of any team orders or anything, but it was a good race. If James had got there, he definitely would have raced me for the win.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck when we go around next time by. Obviously, championship-wise, it was a bit of a rocky start, but you've been making the most of it. You were third of the points entering today, and with this, you're going to look to close another points lead one more time. How do you reckon your title defense hopes are looking as we enter the second half?
Well, yeah, I think the title defense is still in the air for sure. That I got second place in stage there and fastest lap, so I had a really good points day. It'll really help out toward the long end of the back end of this season. But I think Sean and Cole will probably still be in the lead, but just got to keep chipping away at it. That's how I did last season. Just don't get down in your spirits for not winning. Obviously, I got to win early this season, but just keep chipping away and you'll get there.
Well, we wish you the best of luck when we go racing next time around. Congratulations on taking home number one, and we'll see you next week when we look to go racing to Charlotte.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
David Farmer comes home number one here this afternoon. We'll move on down to James Silvers, the driver of the Cornerstone Motorsports number 4. The other half of the Cornerstone Motorsports Team 1-2, he is standing by with Joe LaCastro.
Hey, they're reaching out for you, James Silvers. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you perfectly fine, my friend. That was a hell of a finish there. You were the saving grace, I think, for your friend ahead of you there. David Farmer, tell us a little bit about the end. I want to talk mostly about the end of this race. You made the pass on the Ellison, and what was your first thought? Was it I'm going to race my buddy or I'm going to help my buddy?
Well, when I passed him by the grace of God, too. I was like, because I got tight underneath him, and I knew I was going to come up, but he lifted just enough, and he let me have the position. So thank him for that, because, I mean, if he did, he'd have ran in the back bumper and wrecked us both. But, yeah, once I got around him, I mean, it was all on, I mean, I love Farmer to death. He's my teammate, and he's one of my best drivers, love him to death. But, when we're going to fight for a win like that, I was giving him everything I had. He was just a little bit better right there towards the end.
Yeah, from our point of view, we thought at first that you were initially backing off a little bit to help him win. We looked a little bit like you put the fender into the nose of Gabriel Ellison there.
Yeah, once I got around him, my tires were about shot. I think I was driving it too hard, and I mean, I was just second place is about as good as it was going to get tonight. So.
Okay, that changes the narrative a little bit from up in the booth, which I really like actually. So it was more of a tire situation that kind of helped you from, or kind of held you back a little bit from putting Farmer more side by side there at the line. But really an impressive drive for you guys. You managed to keep it out of some of the big ones that we had tonight. What was your biggest challenge going into Dover? What do you think is the thing that is one of your biggest hills to overcome coming over to this place?
Well, number one is saving tires because this track is one of the world's worst. It's killing tires. I mean, it don't take about 20, 30 laps, and you worry about 40% off these tires if you're driving the absolute crap out of it. But I mean, that's one thing is learning how to be patient, learning how to back it out in the straightaways and the corners, and just really learning to be patient on the throttle and make sure you don't hit the wall and everything else. And but keeping the car under you, that's one thing, because I had that happen to me early in the race. I about lost it. I don't remember what lap it was. I think it was like, I don't know, like lap 10 or lap 11, something like that. I got loose and about wrecked right in front of the whole field, but they wrecked behind me. Straightened it up and had to fight back from that, and kind of got damage in the rear end, so I went down and fixed it, and it was about 30 seconds worth of damage, and I was 24th, and I had to fight back the entire race, and I tell you, this was a very tough track to pass at. I mean, I had to work my ass off to be able to get back to second place tonight.
Well, you did, and you did a very good job. Is there anyone you want to thank or shout out to for your performance tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out everybody at Cornerstone Motorsports. I'd like to shout out David Farmer for winning the race. Congratulations, buddy. Have a good cold beer on me, son. I'd like to shout out everybody in Waynesville, you know, all the people back home, and like to shout out all the sponsors for Cornerstone Motorsports, especially the new main sponsor for my car, Mount Silver Supply Company. I'd like to really thank them for coming on board, and all the rest of the sponsors, area professionals, the WNC, GG's Restaurant of Waynesville, North Carolina, Jake's Junk Solutions, Mountain View Detailing, and Waynesville Tire.
All right. Hey, thank you very much for your time, and we will hopefully see you on Victory Lane next week.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a good weekend.
We will. Nolan, now I'm going to pass things back up to you.
Gabriel Ellison will be the driver that comes home number 3 this afternoon. Gabriel, you were looking for your first win since you took your inaugural win at the Iowa Speedway earlier this season. Wasn't meant to be here this afternoon, but overall, still hard charger for you here on the afternoon, or at least one of them, right? You were up 18 spots, so, I mean, hey, third place, still nothing to shrug off.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a fun run there at the end. Hated to see that caution come when we had some green flag stops, because I was good on fuel. I clutched for probably 40 laps, 50 laps to make sure I could make it. When everybody started pitting, I realized, you know, I had a really good shot at winning if it stayed green. And talking to David, he was doing the same thing. So that would have been really interesting to see how that would have played out, because we both would have been, our right fronts would have been completely gone pretty much by the end of that. So that'd have been fun, but you know, that finish there was still a good time too. I just really couldn't figure out a way to get around him.
You talk about the finish a little bit more, right? Obviously, you were trying to set up the run there on David Farmer, and unfortunately, came under fire from James Silvers. And as soon as he got by you, you got slowed up pretty significantly there. Do you think? What do you think of the race having to kind of come to a close like that? Because I know some drivers, they wouldn't be happy about it. For others, it's water off a duck's back. How does it fall in your camp?
Well, I mean, I much prefer to see those long green runs play out, because I really like the strategy bit. You know, that's what's attractive about league racing. But that finish there was good. I mean, Dover, the car was really tight on exit and kind of hard to pass. We're racing for a win, and you know, no one hit anybody. That's good. And yeah, it was good racing with them. I tried to set up a couple crossovers on David. I got a little bit of overlap. I kind of realized that James was coming, and it was pretty much now or never. So I just showed the bottom and was hoping David would make a mistake on the top, but he really didn't, and you know, that kind of cost me second. But figured you gotta at least show the bottom and, you know, hope he drives in and misses the corner or something like that. You know, I also really didn't want to hit him. Don't know if you remember Iowa, but we had an incident for the lead there, so I really didn't want to do that one again.
Well, we'll hopefully see you back up having a good run at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's the longest race of the season coming on up. What's going to be the game plan as we swing to Concord?
I'd say definitely keeping the tires on it will be the most important thing. If there's any track and, like race length that I think we might be able to get a long green run, I hope that's the one, because Charlotte's really fun when you get those long green flag runs and pit strategy. So I think just being cautious and not burning your tires up will go a long way.
All right, we'll wish you the best of luck when we go racing. Once again, congratulations on taking home number 3, and we'll see you next time around.
Thanks.
Gabriel Ellison comes home 3rd for Whole Shot Motorsports. And, well, Joe, that's about all the time we got here for one afternoon. Pretty wild race, though, all things considered. A bit of a caution fest right at the start, but got some nice, good green flag racing there right at the end. And overall, I think a race that the league can be proud of here at Dover.
I think it was a nice lasagna, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We had that green flag racing that we're looking for. We had some bumping and some knocking that we kind of expect from Dover, which we're not going to avoid by coming here. But when it did happen, it was exciting. And when it didn't happen, it was exciting. It's about as good as it can get.
Well, there's still a lot coming up here on Green Flag TV over the next little while. Before we get to more racing action, it's going to be time to swing out to Italy, where the Beer League will be racing at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza here this coming Wednesday afternoon. Alongside them, it is going to be a Darlington triple header. The Premier Sim Racing Sim Game Expo Truck Series, Average Joe Sim Racing League, and the Highline Diecast Electrical Speed Cup Series all out at the Lady in Black here from Wednesday to Thursday. Bolt should be back for more at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, hoping that they'll be back for more action there on Friday night. From there, the Classic IndyCar Series as well. Out of the Chicagoland Speedway, jumping to Saturdays this time around instead of racing on the usual Sunday slot. They'll be alongside the Velocity Online Racing IndyCar Series International Super Speedway, followed by the SRA Gen 4 Series later that evening. And then, of course, you've got more action with the For the Boys Racing League and Blazing Pedals coming up on Sunday as well. If you want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you, check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. With this run, it should be an easy drive up there as David Farmer seeks to take the points lead. My name is Arnold Remember alongside Joe LaCastro. We'll see you all when we go racing next week for the longest race of the season at America's home for motorsports.